Good morning, grade 7E. Okay, this is revision for the work that we have to do today. You've got to complete the revision activity in the green book on page 104, and you have 40 minutes to complete it. Okay, let me go through all of the work that we've done this week. Ordering and comparing fractions. This number at the top is known as the numerator, and the one at the bottom, the denominator. Now, if I have to compare these two fractions and I have to see which one is bigger and which one is smaller, or are they equal to each other, then I do it like this. I find the lowest common multiple for both of these. Then I see, okay, well, 5 times 4 gives me 20, so it's the easiest way to do this. So I'm going to use the denominator as 20 on this side and on this side. And then I say, how do I get from 5 to 20? 5 times 4. What I do at the bottom, I have to do at the top. 4 times 4, that gives me 16 on 20. And on this side, if I do the same on this side, I say, how do I get from 4 to 20? 4 times 5. And this one is also going to be times 5, because whatever I do at the bottom, I have to do at the top, and that gives me 15. So I can see that 16 out of 20 is bigger than 15 out of 20. So I'm going to apply that sign. All right. Next one, simplifying fractions. When I simplify fractions, whatever I do at the top, I have to do at the bottom. I've got to make it as small as possible. So I'm going to say divided by 4, and that gives me 16 divided by 4 gives me 4, and 20 divided by 4 gives me 5. That gives me 4/5. Okay, that's easy. Simplifying fractions, we've done that many times in class. Okay, addition and subtraction. When I want to add fractions, the first thing that I need to make sure of, I need to make sure that my denominators are the same. Otherwise, I cannot add two fractions. So I can see that I can change a 4 into a 12. I can say 4 times 3 on the side. Then whatever I did at the bottom, I need to repeat at the top. So if I rewrite this, I'm going to have 3 times 3 gives me 9 over 4 times 3, 12, plus 2 over 12. And then I end up with 9 plus 2, that gives me 11 over 12. Denominator stays the same. Now, if I want to add mixed numbers, I do exactly the same. I've got to make sure that this denominator and this one is the same. Now, the easiest way to do that would be to change them into a 28, the lowest common multiple. I just said 4 times 7, then I know both of those numbers will divide into 28. 4 times 7 gives me 28, so I rewrite this fraction. Well, let me do this first. I'm going to say 4 times 7, that gives me 28. Whatever I did here, I've got to do there, 3 times 7. Now I do the same on the other side. How do I get from 7 to a 28 denominator? It's times 4. On this side, times 4. Now I'm going to rewrite it. That gives me 3. 3 times 7, 21, over 4 times 7, 28. Plus, 2 stays the same. 6 times 4, 24. 7 times 4, 28. Now it's easy to add this up. 3 plus 2 gives me 5, denominator 28. 21 plus 24 gives me 45. And then, now look at this. I've got a problem here. 45 on 28. I have to change that. That's an improper fraction. So I'm going to change that to a mixed number. First step, 28. How many times will 28 divide into 45? 45 divided by 28 gives me 1. And then what's left over? I've got 17. 17's left over out of 28. So that is the same as that. But now I've got to add that 1 to that 5, and that will change into a 6 and 17 28ths. I cannot make this small. I cannot simplify it further. That's a prime number. So that answer stays the same. Now, multiplication. Multiplication works like this. Top times top and bottom times bottom. But the first thing that I need to do, I need to see if I can simplify. Now, here I see I can simplify this answer. I can say 2 divided by 2 and 6 divided by 2. If I do that, 2 divided by 2, that will give me 1, and 6 divided by 2 will give me 3. Now I just need to multiply the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. And if I do that, I'm going to end up with 5 over 9. 5 out of 9 parts, 5/9. Okay, the next one. Here, once again, I can say top times top, bottom times bottom, but I see I can simplify like this from the top to the bottom. So I do it immediately. I say 15 divided by 15 and 15 divided by 15. That's going to give me 1, and 15 divided by 15 gives me 1. I see I can simplify like this too. 3 divided by 3, 9 divided by 3. What I do at the top, I have to do at the bottom. 9 divided by 3, 3. 3 divided by 3, 1. Now I end up, I've got to multiply. 1 times 3 gives me 3. 1 times 1 gives me 1. 3 over 1, 3 divided by 1, gives me an answer of 3. Okay, next step, conversion of fractions to decimals to percentages. So if I convert a fraction 2 on 5 to a decimal, my first step would be to get a denominator that's 10 or either 100 or 1000. So how do I get from 5 to 10? 5 times 2. What I do at the bottom, I have to do at the top. 2 times 2, 4. 4 on 10, decimal, 0, comma, 4. One space after the comma. How do I write that as a percentage? Well, I need to change 4 on 10 to something on 100. That's 40 on 100. So this answer will be 40%. This one, 5 on 5. How do I change it into a decimal? 5 on 5 is exactly the same as 1, a whole. So that's 1, or 1, 0. How do I write that as a percentage? Well, to get a percentage, I need to write the equivalent fraction with 100 at the bottom. So 5 times 20 will give me that, times 20 will give me 100 over 100. That's 100%. Okay, next step, equivalent fractions. 6 over 8. If I tell you, give me an equivalent fraction to 6 over 8, then I can just say, well, times 2 times 2. 12 over 16 times 2 times 2. That will give me 24 over 32. If I told you write an equivalent fraction for 6 over 8, when I have a denominator of 40, then I just check, how did I get from 8 to 40? I said, well, from 8 to 40, I said 8 times 5. So what I do at the bottom, I have to do at the top. 6 times 5 will give me 30 over 40. That's an equivalent fraction to 6 over 8. Okay, now percentage increase and decrease. We did this somewhere in the week. I think we did this on Wednesday or on Tuesday. I can't remember. But percentage increase. If my price increased from 4 Rand to 5 Rand, the first thing that I do, I work out the difference. The difference will be 5 minus 4, and that difference is 1. Then I take my difference, which is 1, and I put it over the initial price, which was 4. And then I want to work out the percentage. That will be times 100. That gives me 1 times 100 gives me 100 over 4 times 1 give me 4. And if I work that out, that will be 25%. I worked out the percentage increase from 4 Rand to 5 Rand. Okay, guys, hope you have a lovely afternoon. Work hard today, take the 40 minutes and do your best. I'll send the memo this afternoon. Keep well. Bye.